Alright guys, so we got another video by Animal Lover. And I'm kind of scared to watch this one. It says, Portal to Hell, Story of a Woman and Kids Reportedly Possessed by Demons in Indiana. I just got done watching, or I'm still watching this movie called Case 39, which is already creeping me out. So we're about to watch this. Not sure how it's about to go. Oh my gosh, I'm nervous. I'll probably get scared. Glad we're watching today. But let's just watch it, guys.
Perhaps even more disturbing tonight, a report out of Indiana. You may have seen this on The Factor. Wait until you hear where we're taking the story.
Where are we taking it?
Suggests that demons took over a family and their home. And Trace Gallagher has the details. Trace?
I'm scared of paranormal stuff like that.
Megan, the comparisons to Amityville are notable because it was just days after the Ammon family moved into their house. They say the horror began. The black flies swarming, children being levitated, shadowy figures pacing the house. Here's the mother.
Couldn't be me. House would be sold the same day.
I saw one like coming into full image. It was coming out of my closet. I've never seen it like that before. I would see the shadows, you know, but I've never seen it like how I'm looking at you and you're looking at me.
The family sought help, but between the horror stories, the kids missing school and being injured, the family doctor and child services got involved, with child services pointing the finger at mom, writing, quote, they believe the mother may have mental health concerns. They believe the children are performing for the mother and that she's encouraging the behavior.
Heard of that before.
Then child services witnessed something that changed their view. The 9-year-old boy thrown against the wall with no one touching him. Then they write, quote, he had a weird grin on his face and began to walk backwards while the grandmother was holding his hand. He walked up the wall backwards. He flipped over and landed on his feet in front of the grandmother and sat down in the chair. Police also thought the story was a hoax until they went to the house and saw blinds dripping with oil and water where there was no source, and a mysterious figure in a window when no one was home. 37-year police veteran Captain Charles Austin saying, quote, every one of us who was there that day in the basement.
So I gotta close my eyes because when I see that picture, I'll start seeing it, you know, just randomly, and it'll freak me the heck out.
Portal to hell. The family called a local priest, Father Michael Maginot, who was convinced demons had possessed the mother. He tried to contact the demons through 3 exorcisms. Here's the priest.
3.
It was pretty much without incident until we get to the part of your name, and you asked for its name. Now, so far, she's always been silent. So, and I said, is your name whatever? And then all of a sudden, she started convulsing and such. So now, once you have a name, you kind of attack it.
And after she convulsed, he believes the exorcism in the end was successful. Megan.
Trace, thank you. Joining us now, the reporter with the Indianapolis Star who wrote the initial story and conducted more than a dozen interviews on it. Marissa Kwiatkowski is with me now. Marissa, good to see you. Let me start with this. After all the interviews you did of independent third-party witnesses and so on, do you believe the story?
It's not my job to believe or disbelieve this story. I will leave that to others.
It's not your job, but what do you think? I'm asking. I mean, were you persuaded at all?
I mean, Drew, what do you think, bro?
It's not my job to be persuaded either way. My job is to report the facts.
Bro, can you just answer the question? Gosh dang, do you believe it or not? You're the one that's reporting on it.
I wrote it that way deliberately.
Well, let me ask you this. You've got a police captain saying he believes. Did you interview the people who claim to have seen the boy walking backwards up the wall?
I interviewed the registered nurse who witnessed or says he witnessed the boy walking backward up the wall. I did not interview the Department of Child Services caseworker. However, I had her report from that incident.
And did she claim to see it as well?
She claimed to see it as well, yes.
Do you have any reason to doubt their accounts?
Their validity. What's up, girl?
Go in skeptical.
I think they believe it, yes.
Are these,
bro, you're the one who's
writing this. You uncovered to doubt them, in other words.
I'm sorry. This chick, not this chick. Let me press play so we can get on the chick.
History of their relationship with the truth, any performance complaints, that kind of thing.
Good question.
This chick right here, she's annoying me. Only because you're the one who wrote the story. Give us some, some answer to, oh, well, it's not my place. Well, you're the one who wrote about it, so obviously you have some type of opinion on it. Now you get questioned about it, you don't want to answer anything. Come on now, let us know what's up.
No, there weren't any sorts of situations that gave me pause. People in credible positions doing typical work, and You know, nothing to report.
How many eyewitnesses were there to the so-called possessed behavior other than the mother? Because, the mother may or may not have had issues. There was a psychologist saying she's got some issues and the kids are basically performing for her. How many people outside of the family who are verifying these accounts?
Usually it's not my place to say.
Or outside of the hospital?
Anybody outside of the family.
She better not say it's not my place to say.
It would take me a bit of time to count, but at least 5 or 6 people who say they witnessed things that were strange.
Is there any audio or visual?
There are not audio or visual representations.
Sometimes you need the audio and visual just to really validate it, to say that it's true.
There are photos of things that police saw while they were in the home, but nothing, no demons or paranormal or anything like that.
All right, we'll continue to follow it. Thanks for bringing it to our
I want to look at that
attention.
picture.
All the best.
Factor follow-up segment tonight. Last night, we told you about a 9-year-old Indiana boy who apparently was doing some very shocking things, so much so that exorcism was involved. The Indianapolis Star, that state's biggest newspaper, is heavily covering the story, and a captain in the Gary, Indiana Police Force, Charles Lawson, says the situation is credible. That is incredible. Joining us now from Chicago, Father Michael Maginot, Catholic priest, who has been dealing with the situation. So, Father, I want to keep this fact-based, what you know, what you saw, what you did. Let's start with the boy. What do you know about him?
Actually, I have never met any of the children. The first time I heard about the incident was when, just after the boy walked up the wall backwards. There was a furor there, people running out, calling for the police, security, the chaplain. He called me. I was in my parish conducting a Bible study class, and I got the call because I was on call for the Catholic priest chaplain who was off at that time. And they called me in to do an exorcism. And I said,
but let me stop you there. Exorcism is a very rare and serious thing
at
the Catholic Church, and you have to go through a lot of hoops to get it approved.
You have to prove that it's actually happening. You can't just go saying, I'm going to do an exorcism.
Involved, and this is according to the newspaper and other eyewitnesses, was doing incredible things like walking up walls and things like that. But you yourself never talked to the boy. Why not?
That is strange.
Well, when I went to do the interview at the home with the mother and the grandmother, it was a 4-hour interview, and the first 2 hours were basically just getting information of all the occurrences and phenomena that was surrounding everything leading up to that incident at the emergency room in the hospital.
The problem I'm having with this is, number one, you didn't see the boy. I think the credibility of the Catholic Church is in a tough way now in this country. Exorcism is a very serious thing, very, very serious. I understand you got permission from the bishop in your diocese to do this. But it just seems to me that the story is not solid enough to go public with it. And there are a lot of people watching right now that say this is more mumbo jumbo from the Roman Catholic Church and no credibility here at all. How would you answer that?
Well, the 2 boys and the girl one was put into a lockdown psychological children's ward, and the other 2 were taken to the Carmelite sisters who take care of foster children. And so they were taken away from the parents and from the mother and the grandmother.
He's not really answering what I didn't the question was.
To them.
Oh, okay.
And I discovered in the investigation that the mother was also possessed. Mainly at the very end, I put the crucifix on her forehead, and she began to convulse.
As a Catholic priest for many years, you believe that there is something unworldly involved with this family. You do believe that? All right, Father.
Yeah, I do.
I'm going to stop it there, and we appreciate your time very much. Thank you.
So, it's over, guys. It's over. Thanks for the suggestion. When it comes to stuff like this, yes, it needs to be credible. It needs to, be validated by a lot more than one person. If you don't have it on video or stuff like that, it's really hard to believe. And an exorcism it's really severe. It's really intense, and it's like if that's brought into it, oh my gosh, it's actually like a thing. But stuff like this, I wouldn't know what it would be like to get, I don't even want to say the word because I would die if that even happened to me. But thank you for suggesting. I appreciate it. Let's watch the other one now. Bye.